crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial I am going to tell you about glass container decorating for the holidays, and I'm going to show you some examples. That's something that I've been doing for over 10 years. So I'm going to tell you about that, show you that, but we're going to start out with my two-tiered stand that is in my kitchen that I just fluffed it up for beach for summer using only Dollar Tree items. So let me put this away, we'll come back to it. And as you're hopping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to ask questions and sprinkle and all that business. So earlier today, I did a Facebook Live where I showed you all the amazing new things that I just got yesterday at a Dollar Tree that I don't go to very often, but it was on my way home from my Bible study. So I used a lot of the things that I purchased yesterday and some of the Dollar Tree things that I purchased a few days ago to make this two-tiered stand. So I'm just going to show you. And let me ask you this. When you were a child, do you remember having show and tell days at school? I did, and I always loved showing and telling more than watching. So that's what I'm going to basically do, is just show you and talk to you about what I've got on my two-tiered stand, and then we'll make some stuff, and we'll look at what I've got, and I'll tell you a bunch of different things. Okay, so on this two-tiered stand, let's see, I'm going to figure out where's going to be the best place. Okay, this two-tiered stand is galvanized tin, and then it has a metal rod that goes through it, or not metal, sorry. And I honestly cannot remember where I got it. I've had it for a very long time, and it's sitting on the kitchen counters kind of near the sink in my house. So on the top level, I'm doing this blue and some natural elements and turquoise and a little pops of green and white here and there. So on the top tier, I took one of these cute little glass, I don't know, lantern things that I picked up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's an awesome color. I put some sand that I purchased also at Dollar Tree in the bottom of it, and a votive. Then right here, this is one of those little glass bottles that I purchased from Dollar Tree in a blue color, and it has this little thing tied on it with a silver starfish. Starfish. And then right here is one of those little, it's like a little mason jar that came also from Dollar Tree, and it had the jute on it, and it had the little white starfish on it, and I put some sand in it and some big pieces of sea glass that came from Dollar Tree in one of these little bags. Okay, and then this was one of those little balls that I showed you that came from Dollar Tree also. It was in their shore living section. And I just like to have some natural elements. So, let's see, how did I do it? Something like that. Just sitting there. And then these are the ceramic little starfish that I purchased. I forgot to take the tag off of this one. And I'm just going to lay it on here. And then these are also some of the little, these are like a plasticky kind of thing. You get a set of 3 from Dollar Tree. Everything is from Dollar Tree. And I just laid 2 of those on it. So can you see the top shelf? What we've got going on here is a variety of colors, all kind of beachy colors. We've got some natural elements like this, this, and this, and then we have a sand dollar theme. Not sand dollar, starfish, sorry. Okay, now let's talk about the next row down. Okay, on the next row down, I have on this side the little blue glass, I don't even know what to call this. It's just like this one, but it's blue and it has sand from Dollar Tree and a votive in there. And then next to that is another one of these little jars in sort of a turquoisey color with sand and a votive in it. And right here, I will get close-up pictures and I'll put them in the comments. I'll also put them just on DiyDreaming. I have a bunch of just smaller pieces of sea glass. And then this is one of the tin little buckets, planter, that I picked up. This one has a starfish on it. And then I don't know if you remember that I purchased these two little bottles of seashells from Dollar Tree. They are pretty cute just by themselves. I could open it up and use the seashells, but I think they look pretty cute. I pulled the stickers off and you've got just some natural kind of elements. I'm using this one. Put it back in there. And then on top of the sea glass, I have another one of these white ceramic starfish and another one of the little plastics. And I think it's plenty. I don't know what you think, but here's the deal. Absolutely everything came from Dollar Tree. Everything. Well, some of these votives I already had, but I could use these that are from Dollar Tree instead. So I want to know what you guys think about this. You could do this arrangement with any two-tiered stand, and I will get close-up pictures in case you want to try to go and get the exact items that I used to build a little two-tiered stand of your own. And anyways, it needs to be fluffed back up. But what do you guys think? Do you like it? Isn't it cute? And it's so easy. So when you're thinking about your colors and all that business, you don't want to have all of the turquoise on this side or all of the blue on this side. You want your eye to sort of travel. And I did do a little bit of matchy-matchy with these, but otherwise I didn't. So that is the first thing I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can move it. I will put it on my counter. Oh, I wanted to say this. And I may put a couple of these that I purchased also from Dollar Tree next to it on the counter. Or these are a couple glass containers that I got at Goodwill during the winter. This one probably had flowers in it. I don't know what this one was, but I could put these on the counter next to it. And so I'm always looking ahead of season, especially when I'm at a thrift store, and you can find some great things. I could also, do you guys remember when we did this? I could put this by it. I think the scale is way too big to put as a doodad on the two-tiered tray, but I could lay this on the counter if I wanted. All right, let's see if I can move this without dropping it. Okay, so let's talk about glass container decorating, and I'll give you all the details. This is the first example that I want to show you. This is what I have on the island in my kitchen right now. This is a spring arrangement. These are dried split peas in both of these. And what I typically do is I just swap these out for the 4 seasons. So green is spring, Summer is going to be beach stuff. That's what I do, but maybe you want to do 4th of July or Memorial Day or Americana. It's totally up to you. Or maybe you want to do like a flower theme. I don't know, but I usually do beach for the whole summer. And then I'll do something fall, and then about the 1st of November through the end of December, I'll do Christmas, okay? And I usually start each season a little bit before that actual season starts. So, let's see, I have a Ziploc bag here. So then when the season's over, I just tuck everything in a little Ziploc bag, and I have some storage containers in my basement that I throw everything in. So this is what I had for Christmas. These are a couple of pine cones, 3 of them, because you always want to do odd numbers of big things, that I painted the tips of them white. They came out of my yard. And I put spray adhesive on them, and that's kosher salt. And then this is a bag of at least 10-year-old faux snow that I put in this and in this. And then these are just some little red berries. So this is Christmassy, wintry, without being Santa Claus. And it really is lovely, and it's easy. So I have a few areas that I do this with and have done this with for a very long time. I have some stuff on my kitchen island. I have a container on my butler's pantry area. I have something on my coffee table. And I generally have something in the main floor powder room. And then I just swap those out. And if I want, I could do something on my kitchen table as well. And these are super easy, and I just reuse them. I might switch them up a little bit each year. The split peas. So I don't generally save those year to year. I'll buy them new, and let me tell you why. You can see the difference. Okay, when you get split peas new, before they've been exposed to the air and the light and the sunshine, they're this awesome green color. But after they've been exposed to the light, they get kind of dull, sort of. It's like they fade. I don't know, can you see the difference? So I will probably just throw all my split peas away, or most of them. But this is a glass candlestick that can go either way. It's something that I had from my most wonderful days as a consultant with Southern Living at Home. And then this was called a Hemingway Hurricane. I think it was the tall one. And it was also from Southern Living at Home. And I've had these two things for 16, 17, 18 years. And I've been doing this with them ever since then. Not always exactly the same, but so that's what I wanted to show you, how I basically do it. And this year I'm going to do, I was telling everybody earlier, I'm going to be doing a blue and green, where's my, this is my kitchen inspiration, okay? And this is ribbon from Dollar Tree. So, let's see, I got a bag out, so I could just pour this into it. And I would normally wash it at the end of each season before I start refilling it, but I'm just going to wipe it off. Because they get so dusty and they end up having fingerprints from every time they get moved. Okay, so before I came live, doing this green and blue with seashell accents, that kind of thing, I did my hurricane. And this is a leftover glass piece from when I was a consultant with Biltmore Inspirations, which was the company, one of the companies that I was with after the end of Southern Living at Home. And this one has a chip. Unfortunately, see, But I am just living with it because I love the idea of this piece so much. So what we're gonna do with this, to go with this, is I took those pebbles from Dollar Tree in green and blue, and I layered them. And then I just have a small votive in here, but ordinarily I would have a candle of some sort, like, let's see, like this, that I could put in the center. And I would normally put a candle garter on it. I mean, it could be something like this. But for this year, I'm gonna just do it a little bit simpler because I will have a candle on the other side. So what do you guys think? And then I just tied a piece of this ribbon in a simple knot and dovetailed the ends. Isn't it pretty? And just so bright and happy. Okay, so to do the piece that I have sitting next to it, we're gonna do the same thing. And I have these pebbles from Dollar Tree in both of these colors. And I'm just going to snip a little corner off. This will work. And I will save these from year to year. So the stuff that's in this bigger container, when I put it in a Ziploc bag, it'll be all mixed up. But I think it'll be cute, a green and blue combination for next year. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, you have so many wonderful glass jars, glass hurricane pieces like that. Mine are all oldies for the most part, but you can find stuff like this at all of your home decor places at Target, Walmart. You can also find a lot of really fabulous pieces that people are just tired of at Goodwill, at your thrift stores. So sitting, and I will get a picture of this in action. This would be like right here. And I am gonna do a candle garter on this. I'm gonna show you how to do that. And then we're gonna add one of these as just a little decoration. So it'll totally make sense. Okay, let me get my glue gun. So what do you guys think so far? This is my idea to show not just craft projects, but craft projects that sort of become home decor. And also to share what I do in my home, because I am pretty frugal, and I like to reuse things, and I like to do things that are a little different. And I don't know, maybe you're like that, and maybe you would enjoy some of these ideas. So this ribbon, I believe, was part of the Dollar Tree Easter decor. And I'm just gonna fold it over on one end so it has like a nice little hem. And then I'm gonna glue the pieces together on the candle. This candle right here is a battery operated candle. It needs some new batteries in it because it's not working currently, but it's had a ton of different candle garters on it. I'm not gluing the candle garter to the candle. I'm just gluing it to itself. So it's easy enough to take off. You can even save these from year to year if you want. Okay, so there's my candle garter. This goes green, blue, green, blue, green. And I'm gonna add one of these little starfish, but this one is kind of like, looks a little bit dirty in one place. So let me open this other package and we'll get a fresh one. You could also use some of the hula skirt that I showed you in my video earlier today. You could use some of this too. This looks like raffia. Raffia is kind of expensive, and that is super affordable, and it's nice to work with. Okay, let me just get this one so I can get one out. And we're going to build some more, so stay with me. I want one that looks perfect. This one looks much better. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it over so the seam is in the back. And I'm going to put a big blob of glue in the center. And maybe just a smidge on the top. Show you this in just a second. And there you go. These are going to be sitting on my kitchen island, and I have a natural wood piece that's like a carved wood wreath that's on a long stem and a pedestal. It'll kind of be right here. So it'll be a 3-piece thing like I always have. And I want to know what you guys think. Where did I get the starfish? Everything that I've used so far came from Dollar Tree just recently. You should have an old recycling theme. Oh my gosh, I have so many things that I've recycled from thing to thing, painted over and over and over, swapped out. Yeah, so this could be laying with it if I wanted. Scooch this back. I just love things that are neutral, and you can add a little pop of color here and there, and you're good to go. All right, so let's do something else. Oh, let me show you this other thing first. Okay, in my family room, I have a glass coffee table that's super old. I would love to replace it, but you know, if it still works, why do that? And I got this big piece of glass at Goodwill a few years ago. And then this used to be a carousel, like a red, yellow, green, and white color, but I painted it and distressed it. And this is one of those candles that is battery operated. And I've already made the candle garter. This ribbon came from Dollar Tree. Where is it? I have so many things out. Anyways, it came from Dollar Tree. It was in the Easter section. And this is sitting on my coffee table in a white tray that used to be a big, old, ugly brown tray that I painted this creamy color. And this is on one end of it. So this is how I've got it dressed up for right now. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. What do you guys think? And then I have a stack of books that are covered in brown craft paper with the Victorian pattern stencil in white on that. And I could lay, I'm thinking about actually laying this on top of the books. This was something that we made. And it all makes sense. This is a little bit less loud or bright than the stuff in my kitchen. And I have 2 other candlesticks in my family room that did have this. These are them, on them. I'm going to, this is gray chalk paste, and this is the Lace and Berries stencil from MagnoliaDIY.com. I did this last fall. And to show you that you can stencil with chalk paste on your battery operated candles. So I'm going to see if I can get it washed off, how that works out. And I'm going to do these candle garters on both of them, so it will look like it all makes sense. Same ribbon, same little Dollar Tree plastic starfish. So keep that in mind, that you can do it. It works just great. Okay, so I thought that what we would do now is play with this container right here. This was, I don't remember what this was called, but it was a Southern Living at Home glass container. It's been swapped in and out 1,000 times in the last however many years. And I could use some of this Dollar Tree sand, looks like this, to fill the bottom of it. I don't know where I'm going to put this. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to show you a more muted look. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff out. Okay, so I pulled out my seashell and sand basket. And this is what I have stashed away. I've used it previous seasons, and I think we'll use some of this. This is a combination of sand, little mica flakes, and mini shells from, I don't know, 10 summers ago. And I know it's going to get all mixed up as I pour it into here. And then we'll do some seashells, maybe some sand dollars. And then we're going to use some of this. So I'll even save the plastic container so I can reuse it. And that looks pretty right now. Okay, let's use one of these candles. Let's use this tall one. Does it not have batteries in it? What do you know? It doesn't have any batteries in it. Darn. Okay. Well, anyways, I would put that right there. And then I would just grab a variety of different seashells or little sand dollars. Let's use some of these little sand dollars. I could put a candle garter on this if I wanted. And I'm just going to prop a few things up around. You know, seashells are a great thing to look for at your thrift stores. I have found so many. And let's see. Janice is saying that they're so easy to find at the beach. Oh my goodness, they sure are. And that's one of my favorite beach activities. I have a ton more bags of seashells downstairs that I just didn't bring up. So I love collecting seashells. I also love looking for sea glass, but it's hard to find. Have you guys noticed that? Oh my gosh, and I've even taken some of these little necklaces that you can get apart and use these teeny tiny little seashells. Okay, let me just find another little something to go in here. It's not perfect, but you get the general idea of having something like this in your kitchen. My candle's laying wonky. Now, I could do a bunch of different things with this, what do they call this? Jute rope from Dollar Tree. I could have put some around the tummy of my candle. Ooh, that might be pretty. Gone around, 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 and then glued it. That would be really pretty. Or I could put some on the base of my hurricane. and cut it short. But this is a much more muted look, and I will work on this off camera and fluff it up so that you can get the full idea. If you didn't want to use a candle, you can get creative and use something like a glass bottle. This one came from Dollar Tree. You could also put a smaller something in it like this little thing from Dollar Tree and just lay some seashells around. So it looks like they're just laying there naturally, and add a little, what's that photo that's way too tall, let's see. And you could do something like that. So there's just so many possibilities for what you can do. Also, if I wanted, I could just do some of these blue sand dollars. That would be pretty. These also came from Dollar Tree. And if by any chance you visit your local Dollar Tree and you see any of these blue sand dollars, or the white ones even, you should grab them because they disappeared so quickly. And I think they're just lovely. So you could do something, I probably didn't use all three of the same design, but you get the idea. So this is what glass container decorating is. It's super simple. And you start to build up each year your supply of container filling stuff. Like I'll put this away in a big Ziploc bag and I'll be able to pull it out next year along with all this other stuff for filling the containers. Fill it with colored water. Yes, you could absolutely do that, and you could just put the sand dollars in the bottom. There's so many things that you can do. And during the seasons, there's so many things that you can use as the filler. So I hope that you guys got a lot of ideas and that you feel like doing a tiered stand is really no big deal. I really do not have enough room here. Let me bring it over one more time. Everything on this tiered stand, everything came from Dollar Tree. So, and feel free, if you like how I designed this, I will get close-up pictures. Feel free to copy it exactly if you want. I honestly don't mind. The blue starfish looks good against my top. I don't know, this is just, it is lovely for $1.25. If and when I find some more, I'm gonna buy a whole bunch. And if and when I find some more, I'll put them in some blessing boxes coming down the road. The tray is very pretty, Shelly. Your name flew by too quick, said. So that's what I wanted to show you. I just want to give you the idea, get your wheels turning on this whole concept of, well, this is its own thing, but doing the glass container seasonal decorating. And you could, I'm just seeing so many other ideas, which I'll try to get some pictures. You guys are so good with all your suggestions, keep them coming. But what I was gonna say last is, if you end up doing any of this, then I would really love to see pictures of the things that you create, that you assemble, and please share pictures with all of us on that craft group that I set up for us to share pictures of our craft projects. It's Dreamy, and then there's a space, DIY. So just go to your search bar on Facebook and type in Dreamy, DREAMY space DIY, and it'll pull it up. If you haven't already joined that group, be sure to answer the questions, because we can't approve you unless you do. And that it's basically, will you be nice? Will you agree not to share other crafters' videos? And will you agree not to use that group to sell, you know, LuLaRoe or Mary Kay or whatever. And if you say yes to those 3 questions, we'll say, come on in, and then you can plan to spend a couple of hours looking through the photos. Click the Photos tab, and you'll see so many ideas that the most creative people in the whole world have shared there. Oh, you guys are so nice. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to put all this stuff together. Oh, put it all away. And, but I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing. I do have a few things in the works. But I'd love to see you tomorrow, and I'd love to see you this Sunday for Christ in Crafting. So do a this, or a this, or say something to me in the comments, and make sure that you've liked and followed this page, DIY Dreaming. And by all means, feel free to sprinkle if you like the ideas that you saw today. And if you missed the Dollar Tree video that I did where I showed all the stuff that I got just recently that is all beach theme, just click on the videos tab here if you're watching on Facebook, and you can just scroll down until you see it, and you can watch that. And I promise you're going to want to go to Dollar Tree as soon as the video is over. I want to go back myself. Several of you guys are saying that you have homes in Florida and different beachy kind of locations, and that you decorate all year with the beachy theme, which I think would be wonderful. I would love to do that. Okay, I'm going to sit down and read everything that you guys have to say. So feel free to comment whether you're watching this live or on replay now or in the future. And feel free to sprinkle, and feel free to ask questions. See you guys later. Bye. Oops, I pushed something.